Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where I just noticed this situation going on down over here. That's interesting, to be sure. I think I'm going to grab one of these African armies up over here. We've got too many up here anyway. So I'm going to grab this army over this direction. We're going to have them frontline right down over here. And they're going to be assigned to just offensive line, something kind of like that. And they can make their way over. It won't take very long. This unit is unassigned, and for now, we could have it move in like over here and try to attack. I don't think it'll be very successful at this, but we can see. So, up over this direction, we of course have very little going on over here. We need to break in over on this side, and we need to break in over here as well. But otherwise, we've got very little going on over here at this juncture. Now, they're currently attacking us, and I'm letting that attack play out. Okay, there we go. Now we're launching our own counterattack right over here, if I can get them to attack Corfu. But we had this issue before, where I would order the attack, and then the game would freeze for like half a second or so, which it's still doing, and then they wouldn't actually go. So there's that. I have no idea what's up with that. Does it do the same thing if we have fewer units selected? It doesn't freeze, but they still don't attack. Okay. So I think what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to, at the very least, delete this order and try a new offensive line here and see if that will get them to actually attack. No. So this is trying to get that offensive operation. I'm going to delete the offensive operation. And now I'm going to try to attack. Cannot move through straits blocked by enemy fleet. Okay, so we weren't getting this tooltip previously because we were only able to highlight the offensive line. But that indicates what the actual problem is. That's fair enough. So we can get our own fleet in there. That is a theoretical option, or we could just not care and be like, you know what? It's kind of fine. But I'm leaning towards putting some fleet over here. So where is our fleet right now? Well, our fleet is over here in the Arabian Sea, or at least a lot of them are. Yeah, they're pretty much all here. So I'm going to move, let's see, this strait is here. I want to have some here, and we're going to remove them from here. So they're going to head up over this direction. I'm going to put one here, and then I want to no, I don't want to disband you. I want to deselect you. There we go. I'm going to put one here. One here. No, I don't want to do that. And one up in the Black Sea. This last fleet is going to be assigned to all of these regions. So that's absolutely fine, and they will definitely do that. Now, the Suez Canal has been partly demolished and is being repaired, but they'll make their way on over eventually. This is saying no accessible regions. Do we not have the ability to get into the Mediterranean? That's correct. We don't have the ability to get into the Mediterranean until the Suez is repaired, which we've been working on, actually. How close are we to getting the Suez repaired? The answer is... it's in here somewhere. 276 days. Okay, fair enough. They'll get there when they get there. That's fine for now. So, for the moment, we will continue to work out over this direction, but once we get some naval control out over here, that's going to be a very big deal. One thing we might want to consider doing, actually, is changing our air power from here to here. So we could move over to, say, this airbase. There we go. Get all of these forces over here. Okay, and then they're going to come down over here instead. This will also block access, theoretically, to the Black Sea, because things have to travel through here to get to the Black Sea. So that should be reasonably fine. Now I'm going to add some air wings here of naval patrol bombers, and we're going to add these guys right on in. Okay, there we go. So that's going to be some amount of units there, and that's absolutely fine. Now, out over here, is this this is not pocketed at this moment. It's close to being pocketed. And we could probably get it pocketed, to be honest. So that's noted. We're continuing to attack over here, but again, getting naval situations here dealt with will absolutely help matters. So we can see that we are losing some advanced maritime patrol planes out over here, but here we managed to do absolutely nothing. We'll get there. The game is being very laggy while it's running. That's interesting. I'm not sure what's causing that lag. I've not noticed that previously, so that's definitely good to know. But look at that. Look how laggy this actually is. You can see the cursor moving there, but yeah. That's only while the game is running, so there's something going on. It's starting to smooth out a bit now, so that's good. Okay, down over this direction, we can see we're losing some planes. This is not necessarily surprising. Here we took down 2 destroyers. That's a good thing. But we need to keep working on that. So for now, there's only so much that we can do, right? We can contest them from the air, but we'll contest them from the sea soon enough. The Polish People's Republic just capitulated, and that's a big deal. So for right now, the question is, what has that done? The answer is not really very much, I don't think. That didn't really change what we have going on here. So we've got these guys up over here. We're not really expecting them to be able to break into Denmark anytime soon, but this is absolutely fine for the moment. Hi, pause menu. And as far as all of this goes, we're wanting to change this offensive line at this point. And I want this to then be, yeah, I still want these guys selected. I want this to include an offensive line, basically. I'm just thinking about how to approach this. For now, I want to primarily attack in the north. So if we pushed all the way to Calais, but we didn't open up a front here, and we stopped this push around Venice. Something like that. Get started on that. Okay, so that'll do for right now. And of course, in the meantime, we're still working on this situation, hi pause menu, up over here. And we've got a lot of situations out over here being worked on. Okay, so what do we got going on over here? Not very much going on there. Not very much going on here. We're just doing a little bit of damage to their fleets, primarily, out over this way. They have potentially a lot of ships out over here. So that's absolutely noted. And I just realized, I think these are ordered incorrectly, aren't they? They are. We need to have this guy remove this location, and then this one will remove this location and this location. Remove this location, and this location, and there we go. And this one will just patrol between all of them. Although, to be honest, once we have these areas cleared out, just holding here is probably fine. So we'll think about that soon enough. But we want to set up a blockade out over this direction, for sure. For now, though, this seems relatively fine. We need to push in and get the French Commune under proper pressure here, which is exactly what our goal is at this juncture. So that looks fine. We've got 2 army groups up here. This is a bit of an issue. I need to pull one army from here, and I'm going to pull this one. They're going to come front line up over here. With the goal being to offensive line, you know, this. That's fine. It's not going to take them very long. And they can head right on over. I want to check on Africa. How's this going? Okay. We're definitely making some progress here. I want you guys to just... Okay, you are moving in there. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that looks fine. We've got this pretty under control at this point. They do have this naval base here, which is unfortunate, but we're in a good position here, and that's no problem whatsoever. Now let's get some units moved into our overflow theater. There we go. That'll be absolutely fine. And we could also look at a location like this and get one of these military districts moved into here. This is 20 tank units. We don't have any tank units to replace them with right now, so that's absolutely okay for the moment. Cool. So I want to check over if we can scroll over there in South America, and this is still pretty status quo over here. Is this a supply issue? It's been a long time. I mean, there's some supply issues, but they're not hugely significant supply issues. This is a bit of a supply issue up over here. I'm going to put in a supply hub here, and we're going to run our rail line. I guess like that. Sure, why not? That seems fine. So we'll just get that over there and get some more supplies built over this direction. We're not that concerned about South America right now. We'll get there. I want Europe to be taken care of. Specifically, I really want to clean up these last couple of areas out over here. That's going to be a very, very big deal for us. So looking in at how we're doing here, we did absolutely nothing there. Here, we managed to take down 2 destroyers. Here, we took down 8 1936 destroyers. Okay. So we're losing some maritime patrol planes, and the question is, are we net positive on these bombers over here? Let's take a look. I mean, we can definitely put more bombers in here, so we're going to do exactly that. We are net positive on this. That looks good. So we'll continue working on that, and our cipher has been broken by the Polish People's Republic, who capitulated. Okay, sure. And yeah, we're just doing a lot out over here, but for now, we're actually attacking over this way. That's neat. Ooh, that's a stack wipe. We might be about to get another stack wipe here. Assist this attack. So close. We are so very, very close there. How are things looking out over this way? Well, we're continuing to pressure this. For the time being, that's not that big of a concern. Out over here, we're still trying to push in over this way and failing, but we just need to get them cut off navally at this point. So that's mostly just a matter of time at this point. Ooh, 24 destroyers. That's a lot of destroyers that we took down there. What about here? Okay, that was just some damage. And of course, we're losing planes here and there. But how many planes are we making per day for these naval bombers? Let's check in on that. So, the naval bombers are these guys. We have 1890 in reserve at this point, apparently. And we're making 9.2 per day. So that's absolutely noted. This is down to this last remaining unit here. And eventually, we'll get them dislodged. Eventually. Whoa, what happened here? No, seriously, what happened here? How has this occurred? Is it even possible? Okay, so this army group has Army Group 8 up here. This is a mess. So Army Group 8 needs to have some units out over here. Army Group 2 is this one, and they're all up over this way. So they are currently all assigned over here. I don't know how this happened, to be honest. Let's get these guys assigned here, and their goal is going to be to offensive line back down to here. Get in there. So we'll do that, and as far as this goes, I'm actually going to pull an army from up here. So that's going to be... This army was the one that I just had down here. So I'm going to pull this army over. And they are going to come in, and they're going to frontline over here with the goal just being hold this line. Otherwise, I'm going to delete these 2 orders. Okay. And I'd like to come in and attack up over here if we can. But we probably can't, so just stop that for the moment. Okay, so we're going to do that for now. This is... I don't know what happened here. Did we just abandon this area? We probably just abandoned this area. That's my current theory. So we do need to get these supply hubs motorized up a bit. And we need to launch these attacks and get them pushed back out of here. Looks like we're abandoning this area now. Okay. Well, we'll just push our way out of here. Our draft reform proved effective. That's fine. So we just need to get this re-encapsulated here, and then this unit is going to be offensive lining up to basically right here, right? And that is going to be shifted by the time they get there. Where are they right now? Oh, they're going all the way around like that. Okay, well, they're on their way. And this offensive is starting to push back. I still don't know why we did this, but okay. I think our generals just leave things undefended. That's my theory. So we're continuing to push in out over this direction, and out here, this is continuing to happen. Not a big deal. Out over this way, we're really struggling to remove this Romanian division. We're trying. And eventually we'll get them out of there. So that's okay. As far as this goes, it's going to take us some time to get that back surrounded. It's going to be very obnoxious, but they don't have many troops here. So we can just push back down this way with this force, and this will be absolutely A-okay. But I still don't understand why we left this undefended. That's just incompetence from our generals, I feel like. Why don't you just drive on down to here and head on over to, like, Lubeck? That's completely undefended. We've got forces beginning to arrive down over here now. That looks good. Okay, autosave is occurring. There we go. Cool. So yeah, these forces are beginning to arrive out over this way. They still, some of them have a long ways to go, but they're absolutely going to get in here, and I want to make sure that they're aggressively attacking. They are. Perfect. So at this point, we are going to look to push this unit back. And I want to take Weimar. Get in there. So that looks good. This should be relatively under control at this point. We'll get that pushed in, and they don't have many forces here, right? So this is absolutely fine. We'll just continue to press in on this side, and from both sides, to be honest. For the moment, I'm just leaving this be. We're going to let these units get into position over here. Although I do really want these guys to launch an attack out over here. But yeah, this is fine. We may actually manage to make our way across here eventually, but for the time being, I just want to have this, like, this under control, right? That's all I want for the moment there. So that seems fine. Out over this direction. Oh, our Navy has managed to get here. Okay, that's good to know. That must mean that the Suez is fixed. No. Oh, we got here with submarines. We can have submarines pass through the Gibraltar Strait, but we can't have our other ships. So this is only our submarines. Gotcha. That's fine. We can still continue to whittle them down. We've got lots and lots of ships in stock. I'm not concerned about that one. So we'll just do some damage to them here, and that'll be absolutely fine. Our submarines are withdrawing here, and yeah, that seems good. So at this point, we can see that our attrition strategy here is definitely working. We're taking down their ships, I think, faster than they can build them. So if we go into our air mode here, I want to add additional air wings here. And this is going to be naval patrol bombers. There we go. That brings us up to 983 bombers. So that looks great. Now, we're beginning to make some gains over this way towards Kerch. We're going to have a really hard time making our way into Kerch, but we just need to stop the... We need to stop the convoys. That's what needs to happen here. So that's fine. We will get there soon enough. Speaking of which, how are we doing on that? 220 days. Okay. So that's absolutely understood. This situation out over here is fine. I want these tanks to move in here and attack here. Because we don't have forces right here just yet. And they'll get there eventually, I think. We have no divisions assigned to this. Why don't you get up over here and get rid of this little pocket out over here? Perfect. So that's under control now, and then we've got this out over here. Uruguay just capitulated. What happened here? Not very much is the answer. Okay. Well, that's fine. We're working on it. It's okay. We've got other fish to fry at this point. So that seems fine. We are slowly taking down some of these ships out over here. Yeah, we're definitely losing some advanced maritime patrol planes. There's no doubt about that. But they're losing ships, and I believe that our maritime patrol planes are worth it. It's worth trading. So I'm absolutely okay with that. As far as this out over here goes, we are definitely getting that under control. There we go. And we just need to deal with this situation. And that's going reasonably well. So that seems good. As far as the rest of this goes, it should be fine. And we'll just slowly move our way in here. Now, these guys, they're not actually attacking, and they should be. So I want them to offensive line to about here. There we go. I want the guys up over here, specifically, ideally this tank unit. I want them to offensive line to here, like this. And then down over here, there's a tank army here, and they are going to offensive line directly in like that. So they're all going to be launching these attacks. I don't expect the attacks to be hugely successful. We just want to keep them very, very tied up for the moment. Now, I have been noticing our manpower dropping of late. For the moment, I'm not terribly concerned about it, but it is slightly concerning, to be sure. We'll see how it ends up going. But for now, it seems relatively fine. Okay, so this is 2 submarine loss. Okay, that's fine. The real question is, when are we going to be able to dislodge these Romanians? We're really struggling with that, but for now, it's okay. The Suez will be repaired soon enough, and we'll just continue to work our way in here. We're still struggling to push in over here, too. This isn't great. I would have expected this situation to be dealt with by now. We probably just want to put a logistics hub a bit further forward here as soon as this autosave is over. So I'm going to put one here, and we'll just make sure that that's connected up to our rail network. About like that. There we go. So that should help that situation. And what's going on over here? Ah, I see. Immediately counterattack. Okay, we weren't quite able to do anything about that, but they shouldn't have any supplies there. They'll regain some morale, but we definitely want to counterattack this. Or not even really counterattack. We want to attack again. Their fighting strength is down. There we can see that our tank auto-attacked, and that's good. I didn't order that attack, but I like it. So that's okay. It looks like we've got this under control now, so that is absolutely fine. No problem there. Are we actually winning this? We got to deal with the supplies in these holdout areas. And for that, we just absolutely need the Suez. So that's going to be done in 192 days at this point. That's going to take some time. That's probably a next episode sort of thing at this point. So that is understood. For now, of course, we're still pushing in over in the Germany region, and that's going pretty well. All things considered, I'm reasonably okay with how this is going. This is pocketed down over here, and we should absolutely be attacking them. They do have access to supplies here, but we should absolutely be working on an attack here. Okay, it's no longer pocketed. You can stop your attack. It's fine. So that's okay for the moment, and I don't expect serious gains in Denmark anytime soon. In fact, while we're waiting on the Suez, we might want to take one of these fleets and have it sit here. There's already this fleet here, and I'm going to do that. We're going to have 2 fleets come up over here for now. In fact, yeah, 2 fleets. This has surface fleets. This one, I believe, is submarine only. No? Okay. Well, regardless, I want to definitely work on holding this area. Making sure that they can't get supplies or reinforcements in here so that all they have is what Denmark can produce. And we'll need to work through that supply stockpile at that point. So that's fine. And out over here, I'd love to come down and attack right here. And I want these guys to assist here, not here. I don't care about Augsburg right now. If we can cut off Nuremberg, that's a much bigger deal. Okay, so this tank unit is currently moving out, and that's fine, but this is a pretty nice pocket that we could theoretically make, and I'd love to do that. We can come in here and tighten the pocket. Hang on. These guys are currently walking here, but yeah, that's not going to work because they instantly got there, but we might be able to take this here in a moment. Stop walking here. Okay, we have a tank unit here right now. Go in. So that's absolutely fine for the moment, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we're going to get some of these supplies finished up and hopefully get the Suez repaired so that we can get our ships in here and cut off any supply flow in the Mediterranean. That will be a huge deal for us. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Rornaz, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.